So a major feature of the multi-effects algorithm we've not discussed yet is the variable sample rate bit of it. Basically, this emulates in software the effect you get from certain hardware multi-effects devices where that you get control over the actual sample rate, the actual clock rate of the DSP processor inside. You can basically slow it down to decrease the bandwidth and cause all kinds of strange pitch effects. So let's reset this back to defaults for now and get something a little bit more sensible so we can understand what we're doing. So, and let's change this so we've got a slightly different sequence rather than the same one we've been listening to. Okay, so basically what happens, how does this work? Of course we put our mono input back on. So the variable sample rate is controlled by some parameters and also by a CV input. So basically it's at 0 at the moment. If I slow it down, you can do that. So to hear what the variable sample rate does to the effects, let's turn off the dry and just leave ourselves with the reverb for now. And we'll turn it all up a little bit so it's a bit more obvious what's happening. I'll have a good bit of reverb time. Right, and then we'll go back to our variable sample rate control. So there's a coarse semitone based parameter for this, but most of the fun comes from CV control. But let's do it with the parameter for now. So if I put the variable sample rate down, you can hear as you change the sample rate, it basically changes the pitch of the reverb tail. But once you stop moving, then it all kind of gets back to normal. So this is our piano with now a longer, slower, darker reverb because the sample rate's gone from 96 kilohertz down to 48 kilohertz. And if I ping that sample rate back to 0, we go back to normal. And if you go way down, then you end up with very long reverb and delay times and a very low bandwidth and all kinds of odd effects happening. But as I say, the fun comes when you put a CV control on this. So let's take my thing and it's input 3. And because my Tirana can only go up, I'm going to put it down on the parameter. Like so. So you can get all kind of bendy effects. If I put an LFO on that, in fact. And this is where the attenuator comes in handy. And it's not just the reverb that does this, the delay does the same. So if we get rid of the, well, let's leave the reverb there in fact, but we'll put the delay up as well. Now so when you move the sample rate, not only does the pitch change, obviously the delay times will change. So if I go down an octave, delays get twice as long. The variable sample rate CV input also has a quantized parameter. If you're not going for this kind of bendy stuff that we've got going on here, it's quite nice to limit the pitch changes. In particular, octaves and perfect fifths sound particularly nice. So if we change the let's change it to fifths. Now this is our LFO that's changing the pitch, but it's being quantized, so it's only ever going up and down in fifths, and everything starts to sound a little bit more melodious. Of course, this needn't be an LFO, you could give it a sequence. In fact, why don't we, haven't actually tried this, why don't we try giving that a sequence from the Rene? So that'll be the YCV. What's Y doing in this case? Not changing very much by the look of it. Why is it not changing very much? Ah, we're not giving it a clock, that's why. Let's get another. Let's have that one in there, and then that clock from Rene into Y. And then we possibly don't want to attenuate that anymore. There we go. So now Rene is clocking the variable sample rate as well. And if we turn off the quantization, we'll let Rene do exactly what it would like to do. Interesting. Anyway, lots of fun to be had with that. And that's where I'm going to leave it, the multi-effects mode on the Disting EX. Still going.